Welcome to Kanuka Home Practice, everyone. Join me for today's Power Flow. This is going to be a dynamic class where we work on our side plank and some side plank crunches, working the core and getting a bit of a sweat on. So make yourself comfortable and we'll make a start. And today we're going to start lying on our backs. So you can make your way back there now. Lying down on your back. And hug the knees in towards the belly. You can rock left and right. Creasing up the back. And just using this time to connect in with your breath. You can sigh out the mouth for the first few rounds of your breathing, if that works for you. Just starting to arrive on your mat. And you can keep the feet or the ankles kind of roughly together, and we're just going to do some big circles with the knees. So the knees are going to go out wide and then in towards the chest. Again, keeping the ankles where they are, the back feeling nice and grounded on your mat. And you can take those circles in the other direction. And then taking your happy baby, so hands can be down by the knees or the shins, guiding your knees down towards the mat, keeping your lower spine grounded where you are. And if you feel you have space to take the peace fingers around your big toes, then feel free to take that. Sway left and right if that feels good. And releasing your happy baby, the soles of the feet can plant down on the mat, and the heels are going to be almost within distance of your touch with your hands down by the waist. Keep the knees hip distance apart, and as you inhale, we can lift the hips off the mat for undulating bridge. So exhaling will bring the hips down. Inhale breath will gently raise them up. Exhale breath, down. So moving slowly, initiating the hip movement with your breath, inhaling up, exhaling down. We're just going to flow with this undulating bridge, starting to warm up the hips, and just being aware of your knees. If you feel like the knees are splaying out to the side, then just gently draw them in together. So nice, long, slow inhales and exhales as we move. And if you're feeling like you want to hold your bridge for a few rounds of breath, you're welcome to. So lifting the hips, one shoulder blade walks in and then the other. So just being gentle here. We are at the start of the practice, so don't push yourself. You're welcome to continue with the undulating bridges as well. Soften down the jaw, parts of the face. And you can release your bridge, releasing the interlace, shoulder blades walk back out, lower the hips down, and the soles of the feet can go wide on your mat. And we just sway the knees side to side. Breathing your steady breath. And staying back on your back where you are, we can bring the knees in towards the belly, and we'll begin with some core warm-ups. So the knees are going to be at a 90-degree angle, like you're sitting on a chair, but you're lying on your back. And we can bring the knees in towards the chest, and we'll use the palms against the knees to create some resistance here. So at the moment, I'm pressing my palms into my knees, and I'm trying to pull my knees in towards my torso. You can flex the toes in towards the knees. Create that resistance, keep the lower spine grounded. And releasing the resistance, take a breath. And then we can put that resistance, turn it back on. So knees in towards the torso, pressing the hands away, and you're in control of how much resistance you give yourself. We're just warming up the abdomen area. And releasing that. So you're welcome to continue with that as we progress to the next stage. So you can have the palms of the hands on the right knee. We can extend the left leg long, pointing the toes now. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, we switch legs. Right leg goes long, left knee in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale breath. Exhale, right leg goes long, left knee in. Inhale breath. And exhale to change. Left leg is long, right knee in. So just moving through these leg extensions with your breath, nice slow movements. Again, you're welcome to have the legs a bit further up, pointing towards the roof, or if you want the extra challenge, you may like to have the legs just hovering a little bit off the ground here, and it may mean that you have to lift the head a little bit off the mat. But just keep that lower spine down and towards the mat. Nice stable movements using your core. And then bring the knees in towards the belly, the head resting down on the mat, roll left and right. So you can play with either the resistance or those leg extensions, or join me for this third round as we play with our Yogi Bicycles. So the hands will be interlaced behind the neck. You'll lift the head off the mat, and that's just going to help us really track that lower belly in towards the mat. And we can extend the left leg long, pointing the toes, left elbow to the right knee. So inhale. Exhale to change. Right elbow to the left knee. Extend your right leg. Inhale. And change on the exhale. So we'll do 10 of these. And exhale to change. 3, 4, 5. Exhale to change. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and stay with it, extending both legs long for our low boat, lifting the torso a bit off the ground, hollowing out your core for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Hug the knees in towards the belly. Take a big breath in the nose. Sigh out the mouth. And you can make your way up into a kneeling position. So you're welcome to be kneeling with the sitting bones down on your heels. If you have a pillow or a blanket underneath your heels, can be a bit of extra support, or you can be in this kneeling position a bit more upright. Have some padding under the knees if you need it. And we're gonna take the arms out into a cactus shape here. So we'll follow these cat-cow shapes from this position. So as we inhale, we draw the elbows back behind, lifting the gaze. Exhale breath, elbows come in towards each other. We round the back, the chin will tuck. Inhale breath, elbows out behind, the shoulder blades gently draw in, releasing the shoulders, dropping them down. Exhale breath, chin can tuck, rounding the back. Inhale breath, opens you up, shine the torso, and exhale breath, closing down. So just a few more of these in your own time, moving with your breath. And when you're done that last round, we can move into our tabletop. So the wrists will be underneath the shoulders, knees under your hips, and nice and stable through that core, which is all warmed up now. We can extend your right leg back, right toes pointing down, and inhale breath, we can lift that right foot, right toes still pointing down. Exhale breath, lowers it to touch the floor. Inhale breath, lifts it up. Exhale down. Inhaling up, exhale down, inhaling up, exhale down. This next time we inhale it up, and we're going to pivot on the left knee, so the left toes come out to the side for support, and we're going to stack the right hip over the left. So it's kind of like our supported side plank or supported half moon. We can take the right hand to the right hip, and even peel that right hand up towards the ceiling, staying here if you like. Otherwise you can reach that right hand forwards to past the front of your mat. So your upper arm is just near your right ear. And we take an inhale. Exhale, we crunch elbow to knee. So keep that right hip stacked over the left. Nice and slow movements here. Exhale breath, crunching elbow to knee. Inhale. I might be facing the wrong way here, but that's okay. Exhale to crunch. And once more as we exhale, crunching in. Lengthen, the right hand comes down, the right knee comes down. And we can take our puppy pose. So walk the knees back, and we can walk the hands out in front. And gently start to lower the torso down into the mat. So you're welcome to have the arms energized. So the palms are flat down on the mat and the elbows are up off the ground. Or you can take a more passive pose with the elbows down. Just starting to create some space around your shoulders. Breathing here. One more breath. And walking the hands back in towards the body, back into tabletop. This time we extend the left leg back behind you, left toes pointing down. Inhale breath to raise the leg. Exhale breath down. Inhale breath to raise. Exhale breath down. Inhale to raise. So just making sure again we're not collapsing into the lower spine. We're stable using that core. Inhale breath to raise. And we keep the left leg raised now, and we're going to pivot on the right knee. That right ankle comes out to the side for support. And let's stack the left hip this time over the right. Got a better view this time. Left hand to the left hip, and even peeling the left hand up. So you're welcome to stay here where you are, or you can reach that left arm forwards, pinky finger pointing down to the ground for that left hand. And inhale here. Exhale, elbow to knee. Find a crunch. And lengthen. Exhale to crunch. So slow movements here. Using your breath conserve the energy. Once more to lengthen. The left hand comes down, left knee comes down. And we can tuck the toes, walk the hands a little bit forwards from where they are, and we'll make our way into down dog. So inhaling, exhale, lifting the hips to the sky. Hands and feet about hip distance apart. Fingers are splayed nice and wide on the mat. Bend the knees as much as you like, and that's going to help you to sink the torso down into the mat. So sinking the torso down. Upper arms will be just by the ears. And then if it feels good to start walking your dog out, so dropping one heel down then the other. Just taking another couple of breaths in your down dog, lowering one heel and then the other. And we're going to take a few spinal waves from your down dog. So setting yourself up, downward dog. On the inhale, we come onto the tippy toes and we shift the weight forwards into high plank. So keep the hips about just in line with your shoulders. So we're not sinking down into the hips here. We're using that core to pick ourselves up. And as we exhale, back to down dog. So flowing with your breath, we'll do this a few times. Inhale, ripples you onto the tippy toes, forwards, high plank. Exhale, breath, back to down dog. Inhale, ripples you forward, high plank. Exhale, back to down dog. Twice more. Inhaling, ripples you forwards. Exhale, down dog. And once more, waving yourself forward, high plank. Let's pause in our high plank here. You're welcome to drop the knees. Otherwise, from high plank, we can lower down halfway and just keeping the torso forwards over the wrists. So the elbows are going to be just above the wrists, and then we lower all the way down. Belly button and torso drops down at the same time. Inhale, breath. Cactus the arms to the side, lifting the torso. Exhale down, we'll do that once more. Inhaling the torso off the mat. Exhale down, and once more we can raise the legs this time as an option. So inhale, breath raises the torso, cactus the arms, and then we raise the legs off the mat, gazing down to the ground. Keep the neck nice and long and using your breath. And then hands can come beneath the shoulders. We'll roll yourself back into tabletop. Sway the hips left and right for a moment. And then tuck in the toes. We can lift the hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. And we're going to inhale the right leg high, three-legged dog. And step the right foot in between the hands. We'll stay on the tips of the fingers. The back heel is lifted for our supported high lunge. And when you're feeling ready, you can raise the torso up into our high lunge. Scissoring the thighs together, front knee over that front ankle, reaching the arms up. And hands can come down to frame the foot. We'll swing that right leg back into three-legged dog. So right leg high, three-legged dog. And then we step that right foot in between the hands once again, raising up into our lunge. And this time we step the back foot in halfway, hands come to the waist. And we're going to find our warrior three. So taking flight, lifting off that back foot. Have a little bend in your standing leg here. Hands come to prayer. And we lower the torso, lifting the back leg. The left hip draws down, and we just created one long line, so the crown of the head is pointing to the front of the room, kicking the back wall away with your back leg. For a tougher version of this, you can extend the arms long. That's going to make it a lot tougher, so hands can be at prayer or down by your waist. Breathing here, warrior 3, taking your time. And we can land that back foot towards the back of the mat, spiral the back heel down, cartwheel the arms open, warrior 2. The hips are a bit more open now, front knee over the front ankle, and the outer edge of your back foot pressing down into the mat. Gaze beyond the front middle finger and find a few pulses. Breathing here, warrior 2. Gonna face this way. And when you're ready, we can cartwheel the hands down to the mat. And you have the option here to lower the back knee and pivot on the back toes, finding your supported side plank with that right leg lifted. Or you can join me as we keep the back knee lifted and we take the outer edge of the back foot down onto the mat, take the right foot over the left, and then we scissor that right foot up. For an extra challenge here, we can reach that right arm forward. So just honoring where you are right now, either supported side plank or joining me. Inhale, exhale, elbow to knee, find a crunch. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to crunch. Keep the hips lifted off the ground where you are. Nice slow movements. And one more to lengthen, one more to crunch. And then the right hand comes down, we roll over, high plank, and we're going to flow. So shifting the body weight forward, slowly down halfway, elbows above the wrists, and the elbows are in towards the torso, and all the way down. Inhale, either low cobra or your more cobra shape with the hands beneath the shoulders. Inhale, exhale, back to down dog. And we'll flow that to the other side, so I'll change direction on the mat. So inhale, breath, left leg lifts. Step the left foot in between the hands. And prepare to raise yourself into the high lunge. So pressing down through both feet, especially the front, and lifting the torso up, reaching the hands to the sky. The back heel is lifted, front knee over the front ankle. And exhale, breath, hands come down to frame the foot. The left leg is going to swing back into our three-legged dog. So swinging back. And then exhale, step it through again. Between the hands, raising up. Find your lunge. Hands come to the waist, step the back foot in halfway. And we find our warrior 3. So hovering off the back foot, find your balance first. And making sure we've got that long line from the crown of the head to the back foot. Hands come to prayer, and we can lower the torso. Raising the back leg, the right hip drawing down in towards the mat. Back toes are pointing down to the mat. For that tougher version, you can extend the arms, which you're welcome to explore. It is a lot tougher. Finding a couple more breaths wherever you are. And then we land your back foot towards the back of the mat. Spiral the back heel down. Cartwheel the arms open. Warrior 2. So this time facing the other direction. The hands and arms are peeled out long. Gazing beyond your front middle finger. And just making sure you can see your big toe of your front foot. You might need to externally rotate the front knee to the left. One more breath here, and we're going to our side plank. So when you're ready, cartwheeling the hands down to the mat. Option to lower the knee, finding that supported version. Or joining me as we keep the back knee lifted. And we roll onto the outer edge of your right foot. Really press down through the right palm. Take the left foot on top of the right. Option to stay here. Or raising that left foot off the ground, off your foot. Reach the left hand out in front, the left pinky finger pointing down and towards the ground. Inhale. Exhale. Left elbow, left knee. Crunch. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to crunch. Inhale. And exhale. Once more long. Once more into crunch. And then we can bring the left hand down, rolling over into our high plank. Shift the body weight forwards and lower down halfway. Stay with it, stay with your breath. Untuck the toes, and then press and straighten the arms for upward facing dog. And then the knees can go wide, big toes can touch. Reach the arms out in front, and resting into your child's pose. Taking some deep rounds of your breath in your child's pose. You've earned this rest. And we can make our way back onto our backs. We'll face this way. And hug the knees in towards the belly. And rolling the entire body in this fetal position over to the right. The hands can be out in front of your face. Left palm on top of the right. And then guiding that left hand all the way along the right arm, across the torso, and out to the left side. Keeping your shoulders grounded. Keep the knees where they are. Finding your twist. One more breath here. And keeping the arms where they are, we use the core to lift the knees back up to center. Hug the knees into the belly and roll the entire body to the left side. This time the right palm on top of the left, hands out in front of your face, and we guide the right hand all the way along the left arm, across the torso, and out to the right. Knees stay where they are. Shoulders are down on your mat, gazing up to the roof. Use this time to focus on the breath. Expansive inhales and slow exhales. And one more breath where you are. We can leave the hands where they are, bring the knees back to center, hug the knees in one more time, and meeting in a comfortable seat. This concludes our practice today, our 30-minute power flow. Thanks for joining today's class. Have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you on Kanuka Home Practice again soon.